Well, it's time for us to take a look at election time, where we literally count down to the November 1st local government elections. Tonight, on Election Time on Prime, we focus on the Polokwane local municipality. Let's take a look at the municipality, a little bit more about it. It's located within the Capricorn district and serves as Limpopo province's economic hub. A big issue for the residents of Polokwane are continued water shortages. The council consists of 90 members elected by mixed member proportional representation. 45 councillors are elected by first-past-the-post voting in 45 wards, while the other 45 are chosen from party lists. In the 2016 local government elections, the ANC won a majority of 55 seats. Well, as always in this debate, each candidate will get 2 minutes to make a case on why voters should consider them in the upcoming local government elections. And of course, when the 2 minutes is up, we will end and cut you off. So please do bear that in mind. We will follow up with a series of questions, and then towards the end of the conversation, each candidate will be given a minute to give us their concluding remarks. Well, tonight we feature the ANC's John Mpe, the EFF's George Raphela, the DA's Jacques Joubert, and Susan Clark from the Freedom Front Plus. Good evening to all of you, and thank you so much for your time. Let me perhaps begin tonight with the voice of the ANC as the party that has had the majority vote in Polokwane. Mr. Mpe, perhaps an opportunity for you to give voters a reason for why they should continue to vote for the ANC in this upcoming local election.
Thank you very much to you, and thank you very much to the viewers out there. I believe that the African National Congress have done a lot for the city of Polokwane. Already, we have expanded tiring of roads to rural areas. Every ward have got a project that is running. We have improved in terms of the allocation of the provision of housing. And of course, having done so much in terms of delivering water, we are the first to acknowledge that there has been challenges here and there, where we've got a deficit of water supply of about 30 megaliters of water. That is why over the past few weeks we've been hard at work with the minister. We want to take this opportunity to appreciate the Minister of Water and Sanitation, Minister Uchunu, for the work that has been done. Already 2 mega projects have been approved, the one of upgrading Ebenezer Dam and
All right, it looks like we've lost Mr. Mpe there, the connection seemingly not holding up. So let me continue then with the order. Susan, let me give you an opportunity on behalf of the FF Plus to tell voters why they should vote for you. Your 2 minutes starts now.
Thank you very much, and thank you to the viewers that's looking for us. The Freedom Front Plus has got a manifesto for the local government election on the 1st of November 2021. That offers a message of hope. Its main message is that the decline of local government in South Africa can be indeed be turned around and steered into a positive direction that will benefit everyone in the country. It is clearly set out that the 10-point plan that we have, which forms part of the 2021 manifesto, the decay of infrastructure in towns and cities is evident everywhere. Residents are overtaxed and do not get value for their money. It hampers economic growth and job creation. No business enterprise can flourish without basic services, delivery, and proper infrastructure. The ANC has demonstrated that it is unable to govern. It has also become clear that when a single political party governs and has too much power, it results in the abuse of power, politicking, corruption, and misguided proportions. Thank you very much.
All right, well, that was short and sweet. Still about a minute to spare there. But let's continue, move on to the DA's representative from the Polokwane Municipality, and that's Jacques Joubert. Jacques, your 2 minutes starts now.
Good evening, Kathy, and all the viewers. Thank you for the opportunity to state our case why the people of Polokwane should vote for the DA. Firstly, let's have a look at what Polokwane needs to prosper. Reliable water and energy supply, decent working roads, proper spatial planning and development, bylaw enforcement. We need the municipality to do the basics right. Unemployment is rife in Limpopo and Polokwane is no exception. But we should turn away from the idea that government, in this case local government, is there to create jobs. It's not the function of local government to create jobs. It's the job of a responsive local government to create the environment in which jobs are created. But let's face it, the private sector will not start businesses and industries will not settle in an area where the roads are past their sell-by date. We need Polokwane municipality to do its job well in order for the private sector and even informal sector to do its job well. But to do anything in a municipality, you need cash and proper debt collection. This is something not being done in Polokwane on an equal and sustainable basis. The buzzwords for getting Polokwane fixed are Mankweng and water. We need the ANC-led municipality to stop meddling in administration and address the non-payment of Mankweng. The suburb gets the lion's share of water, but through bad political decisions and preferential treatment, they are charged a flat rate and they can use as much water as they wish. Worst of all, they don't even pay this flat rate. This whilst areas in town and the surrounding suburbs like Soshego and Flora Park are cut left, right and centre. This unequal treatment is not sustainable. In 2020, another 320 million was written off. If we want the funds to address the service backlogs, we need a DA-led administration that will not be scared or intimidated to make the difficult decisions. Thank you.
All right, Jacques, thank you so much for that. Your 2 minutes just ended. Let me bring in the EFF's George Raphela. George, this is your moment. Your 2 minutes starts now.
Well, thanks, Kathy and the viewers at home of the newsroom. As the EFF, we promised the people of Limpopo that we are going to ensure that this municipality becomes the municipality that is expected to be, to deliver services to our people and ensure that there is no corruption. But our vision is centered around land, around distribution of land and creation of jobs. Why do we distribution of land is because of if we can be able to distribute land for agricultural purposes and also the settlement purposes of our people, we'll then deal with the challenges of settlement and also the spatial development that we have in Polokwane. But again, to create jobs, how do we create jobs? Is that there will be the other major things that will be spearheading the industrialization of local industries in the municipality, ensure that there's more industrial factories developed in the municipality, and also protect them, but also ensure that they survive. How do we survive? We put measures that are going to be supported. How do we support them? We in-source and get services from them. That's the other major thing that we'll be doing in municipality. But the other thing will ensure that we'll develop the capacity of the state, of the Polokwane municipality. How do we do that? We'll ensure that workers will stop tenderization, in particular the other thing that is harming the supply of water in Polokwane. It's the part of tenderization and criminality around that sector. What will we do to ensure that the people that are employed will be employed on a full-time basis? We will source skills that are relevant to assist with the purification of water and the supply of water to our people.
George,
how do you do that?
George, your 2 minutes is up. Unfortunately, you're going to have to leave it there, at least for now. Mr. Mpe, I want to give you an opportunity just to continue with your opening remarks, because we, of course, lost you about a minute into the first part of what you had to say. So, to be fair, I'm going to continue and give you your remaining minute, and then we'll continue with the conversation.
Thank you very much, Kathy, for this opportunity. Yes, I said that, and I've listened, and unlike other parties, we have already started to change the situation around in Polokwane. Some of the challenges we're already tackling. The issue of water was one of the issues that I have mentioned, that 2 major projects have already been approved. We are completing a treatment plant, water treatment plant, that will add an extra 7 megaliters of water per day. We are also upgrading the Ladana water project, purification project, that will add another 16 megaliters of water, including what Lepelle Northern Water will be commissioning tomorrow. Next week, they will be commissioning the completion of the Spec 1 pipeline. So we are changing things around, because we have acknowledged that without water...
All right, Mr. Mpe, your minute is up. Your minute is up. We're going to have to pause it there. So we'll continue our conversation then with the different representatives from the Polokwane local municipality after this quick break. Continue with election time on Prime, and tonight we're focusing on the Polokwane local municipality. Joining me tonight is the ANC's John Mpe, the EFF's George Raphela, the DA's Jacques Joubert, and Susan Clark from the Freedom Front Plus. Well, let me come back then to the members of the opposition from Polokwane in particular. Susan, when you take a look at how the municipality has functioned over the 5-year term that we're coming out of, what would you say some of the 2 biggest weaknesses have been?
Thank you, Kathy. I would think that there was a total failure of responsibility steps to prevent irregular expenditure on the accounting side. Most irregular expenditures can be ascribed to violations of the municipal supply chain management regulations. The municipality wrote off the irregular expenditures without conducting any investigations to see whether it could be recovered or whether someone should be held accountable. Those things was never done, and it was never explained. And then our water problem is the other one, which is quite a bit larger than the others.
And what is it that makes the issue of water supply so significant?
It's an ongoing problem that's been there for years, and you just cannot find why they can't pump water enough to fill the reservoirs. The reservoirs keep on being on maximum 20% on some cases, in other cases 9%, and lots of times 0%, so the residents is most of the times without water. And they were supposed to pump just from the Ebenezer side 287 liters per second, which they don't. They give us around about 117 liters and less. And during the winter time, they only gave us about 12% of that.
Jacques, Jacques, let me bring you in here and talk about, perhaps in the midst of these challenges that you again highlighted in your opening address, what is it that the DA can point to currently where you have actively been involved and have succeeded in putting things on the council chamber or on the council agenda and actually having them passed through, that you can say as the DA that this actually was our idea and we brought it up as a response to a challenge we were seeing?
Yeah, thank you, Kathy. Good question. 2 things we did. One is the consequence management policy, because I think that's one serious thing that's lacking in this municipality. There's no consequences for officials not doing their jobs. And that's why we keep getting the qualified audit opinion 4 years in a row now. So what we did is, on the consequence management side, we've been pushing for that policy for the past 5 years. And I think it was about 6 months ago or so, a draft policy was tabled in council. It's supposed to go to public comment. But yeah, that process is still ongoing. And then secondly, so we can claim that it's a DA-led initiative. we can claim that one. On the water side, we did a few things. I myself live in one of the worst affected areas in Polokwane, one of the high-lying areas. I had to buy a tank about 2 years ago. We go without water for days. This area specifically gets water at night, so we can fill our tanks with that. So what we did is a few years ago, when in the height of the crisis, about 2019, just before COVID, there was a crisis again, and the municipality couldn't deliver water on an effective basis to town. So what we did is we went to, and the ward councillors went and talked with officials, and we had an agreement with them that we will have a spreadsheet where we keep track of all the water deliveries, because they couldn't do that. So while we were doing that on a day-by-day basis, we initiated a water app. We used Jacques, he was a developer, and we initiated a water app where the people could download the app, say exactly where they have water issues and if they need a tanker.
All right.
So that went quite well for a while, but the municipality is currently not using our app as it should be used.
George, let me come to you and perhaps give you the same opportunity as I have to Jacques, to speak to us about some of the issues that you as the EFF have raised, where you believe you've been able to get positive responses, again, as a response to some of the challenges that you're seeing in the municipality.
Oh, thanks, Kathy. A number of issues we have raised at the EFF. One of them is corruption, and which highly affect the issue of water. I'll come to it. But other issues is the unfinished projects that are many in these municipalities, and they're not doing anything. We have been raising those unfinished projects. One of them is the Mankweng Stadium in Molepo, where the mayor comes from. Those projects are continue to be there unfinished, but the people continue to get money, and gradually those things. There is no will to also develop jobs, and there's no vision from this from the ruling party on how are they going to create jobs, especially at the local level, which I think that we have as the EFF, as we have said, that we're going to increase the capacity of the state. The corruption of water. Why we're not going to be able to solve the issue of water in Polokwane is because of the corruption behind it, because of this thing is intentional. How is it intentional? Is that these comrades, they ensure that they don't give water, they create crisis so that they can go and put trucks to go and deliver water. And the issue is that there's water in Ladane Reservoir, but they can't do that. The people of Sishiro and other the surrounding, they are not be able to do that. Why they are not be able to get water is because of they must use the trucks, and the tender must be taken out and someone must benefit. They're intentionally doing that in what 7. Stop the pressure of water to go out so that they can be able to use a truck. And so the issue of water is not that major of a crisis. It's a crisis created by the municipality for corruption purpose. But if you can stop that and ensure that we employ people that can do all those issues around of water, they'll do it. The other issue is that we don't believe that is going to solve because of the mayor is the former mayor of Capricorn region. He was dealing with water. He was supposed to have dealt with that issue at that level. But let me tell you, 90% of the purification of water in Capricorn is not done. Why? It's because of corruption as well, and friends that are also utilizing to go and get money and utilize that space to get money. How do they do that? They don't employ proper people, they don't have skills, but they just take anyone to go and employ those people so that they can continue to get money. So how is it going to solve the water issue if it failed at that level? Is another question.
I'm going to let you pause it there. So quite a lot then for you to respond to. Councillor Mpe, the floor is yours. Mr. Mpe?
Thank you very much. I think colleagues here I think we have actually turned things around in Polokwane. We have actually all the private trucks that were helping us during COVID with the challenges of water have now been terminated. We've got now 35 water trucks of which we have employed local people to help us in a case of emergency. We do not want necessarily our people to get water through trucks. That is why we have solved the issue of water now, and some of the areas that I have visited since becoming the mayor, we've already started sorting out all the challenges that we had with the program that we have embarked upon, meeting our stakeholders as well as various clusters. And we believe that we are on the right course to deal with the problem of water. Having said that, there are major projects, developmental projects, that we will implement in the next 5 years, including the ICT center that we are going to build. We have, a day before yesterday, officially released land for the Department of Public Works to build an art and culture hub at Bakoni Malapa. That land will help us actually also to build the theater for the city of Polokwane. There are major programs that we have planned in order to grow the local economy. Our airport is now up and running. It is a clear indication that we are willing and we are having a program in terms of ensuring that we improve the economy of our city. I believe that colleagues are talking about a problem that they know, but it is the problem of the past, since we will be implementing programs that will ensure that the city gets the extra 30 megaliters of water. And also there are mega triple P, where we have actually reached a partnership with the mining corporate to get more water from the Duguop pipeline to the city of Polokwane. So the issue of water, we must all agree that it is a challenge that we have experienced for some time, but we've got a solution and we're implementing that particular solution. There are major developments that will see the city of Polokwane moving very close towards achieving its own clean audit. As you know, we have achieved clean audit as an ANC-led municipality at the Capricorn District Municipality. We are acknowledging that we are here to sort out some of the historic challenges in terms of the irregular expenditure, so that we can move the city closer to the clean audit and the clean governance. And we believe that the ANC manifesto have got all the solutions to improve the economy, create the much needed jobs. We are building tar roads where tar roads have never been before in the most rural part of our municipality. Is because we know unless we decentralize economic opportunities even to the rural parts of our municipality, we will not be able to achieve an inclusive economy and an inclusive growth.
I'm going to give the candidates each a minute then to wrap up this conversation. Susan, let me begin with you. Your minute starts now.
Thank you. I would say that they need to stop the loss of water due to burst pipes and leakages, and there's also no way that they've been monitoring for the past year that I've noticed any water losses, because those meters don't work. They've never been repaired. Raphela Water has a contractual responsibility to supply that 287 liters per second to Polokwane, but only managed to supply that little bit, 117 and less. And the Department of Water Affairs needs to investigate and also lift the restrictions that was in place. They need to monitor those losses closely and repair to be the speeded up the meters that is not operational for the past term. Lack of infrastructure maintenance is to be addressed, and borehole repairs need to be monitored monthly, which they don't do at this moment. Thank you very much.
All right, let's leave it there. Jacques, your minute starts now.
Thank you, Kathy. In South Africa, there are only two political parties with any real track record for governance. That's the DA and the ANC. Other parties can only make promises. We can show we deliver good governance and supply to the needs of our communities. The top 5 municipalities in South Africa are all led by the DA, and that's not by chance. That is only by hard work, correct appointments, sound financial governance, and proper consequence management. If we want Polokwane to function as it should, we need proper consequence management for officials and directors with clear KPIs and timeframes. Now is not the time to shrink back. Now is the time to stand up, make your voice heard. On 1 November, take your ID, go to your voting station, and make your voice heard. Be the change. Let's get the ANC below 50% and get real accountability for Polokwane. Vote DA. The DA gets things done. Thank you.
All right. Just in time for your minute also coming to an end. George, let me give you your chance. Your minute starts now.
Well, thanks, Kathy. As the EFF was saying that the people of Polokwane should give us a chance, at least we are just asking for 5 years to prove it to them to what we are going to do and what we're offering. We have a practical plan to ensure that the people are going to be, there's going to be creation of jobs. We're going to, part of the things that we're going to stop EPWP, but in-source everybody that is EPWP to be a full-time worker, because of that's an exploitation project that we don't seek. In-source all workers, and the in-sourcing of all workers does not come with any additional cost. The money that is there for them must be given to them, not to a third person that is going to exploit them. That's another issue. And a plan that we have of creating jobs. And we're also ensuring that we'll stop corruption, and which is another thing that is really hitting the municipality, because of the money that is coming as a budgetary budget to be given to the municipality. But
all right,
the
George,
money is
your minute is up. Let's leave it there. So, Mr. Mpe, I'll give you the final word here. Your minute starts now.
Thank you very much, Kathy. As the ANC, I believe we've got a track record of delivering to the people of Polokwane. And I believe that the plan that have been outlined, the manifesto outlined by President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, is very clear. We are an organization that has always been capable to self-correct. Where there has been challenges, we have already started to address all the challenges that has been there. And we believe that in us, the people of Polokwane, we will continue to make sure that we resolve the issue of water. We've got the expertise. I'm part of the councillors here. We have shown it that it is possible to achieve clean audit consecutively, 2 consecutive years at Capricorn. We will achieve that clean audit. Even in Polokwane, we'll clear all the irregular expenditures. And we have already started with contractors that are not performing.
All right, your minute is up. Your minute is up. We're going to have to leave it there. So those are the different candidates from the city of Polokwane.